first of all, where we were, we got tired of just paying rent and rent and rent. The neighborhood was nice at first, and then it started going downhill from there. After that, it was like it's time for us to, just purchase and start our family. We was in the process. We were engaged. We got engaged, and so it was just we felt the time was right. Christy is like family to my wife Tyja, and it was crazy because when I met Christy, I felt like she was family to me. I mean, we hit it off like the first time we met, and that was one of the main things I liked the most.
Well, what I enjoyed about her is that she was real resourceful when it comes to looking for a home. She was always prompt. She pushed us to get on top of it, and most of the time it's the customers that's going after the realtor, but in this case she stayed on top of us, making sure, look, I'm ready. So that was she really worked for us. And a lot of times, like before we met Christy, we went through a couple other realtors, and it's like we had to hunt them down. We were doing more of the work on our own, but when it came to her, she was real resourceful. She had a list of homes already ready, already knew what we were looking for. So I just think she was very prompt and very helpful.
I'm gonna chime in on that one too. And it wasn't a day that went by, because the first house we looked at after this, that was the first house we looked at. We was like, that's our house, right? And we went through the inspection process and everything. Earnest money was turned in, and the inspector found little damage to the roof, and he didn't know if it was bad or if he could tell there was some touch-up work that was done. And so he got with Miss Christie, and Miss Christie got with the seller and was like, we need to get a licensed roofer to come inspect this roof. And if he say it's good for 10 years, the deal is done. We already had all of the money. She said the deal was done. He said no. He wasn't going to bring an inspector in. He'll just take $1,000 off of closing. And Miss Christie was like, no. And so it was kind of, because this was the house that we thought everything was perfect. We was going to be moving into this house. And he said he wouldn't do it. And Miss Christie was like, so you won't spend $150 to sell your house? And he was like, I'm not going to pay for another. I'm not going to pay for a licensed roofer to come in. So Miss Christie was like, I don't think y'all should do that, because it must be something that he's trying to hide, because that roof wasn't 5 years old. And she said, if you make a claim, they're not going to patchwork a roof. It would have to be a replacement. So he probably got somebody to just come patch it up and kept the money. So that was the hardest part for me. But Miss Christie, she would not let us do that deal without that being done.
I didn't want to look at nothing else, but she kept on saying, okay, I know what you're looking for. And it's like, she never stopped. She kept on until she found something that actually it didn't end up being a better situation than before.
I mean, it didn't matter what time of the day. If it was raining, hey, let's go look at this house. She literally went to a funeral, and after the funeral came in, because she knew our situation. We had to get out of that house. They would not let us rent it for another month. And they say they already had somebody renting it out.
So our back was really against the wall, literally.
Like
in 2
every
weeks,
day.
We had to hear up and find.
I swear, we probably looked at like 30 houses, and Miss Christie was at every single
one, calling, trying to see what's available, trying to make sure she worked around our schedule.
even this house, the previous owners were out the country, and when we decided on this house, Miss Christie had called and said they was out the country, and Miss Christie was like, "Look, if y'all want to get the deal done, we need to have some kind of form of communication where,
Right.
if they want to sell the house." But she was on it. She was on it, and we would go in houses, and Miss Christie would be like, "No, that's not the house. That's not the house. That's not the house." But every day, I'm telling you, we probably looked at like 30 or more houses, and it wasn't us. It wasn't just us searching on. She was showing us stuff. Look at this. Look at this. I don't think y'all should buy this. I don't. Yeah. So it was. She was there every step of the way.
About 5 weeks, maybe. Yeah, it was about 5 weeks.
I'd say, yeah, probably about 5. Once we found the house,
Yeah.
and once the process started going, it was probably
About 5 weeks.
5, yeah, well over a month. And it was the hardest part was the cleanup and the make ready. That kind of delayed us, but outside of just the paperwork and the money and all of that, the closing,
Everything went smooth.
Everything went. They set a date and they stuck to that date. They asked for an extension one time, but it was just for like a few days, so they could finish getting the rest of the stuff out the house. And that was it. Once we found the house, from there, and once we did the earnest money and all of that, and everything went smooth. It was a smooth transition. Miss Christie was on it. She was on it. I remember after the first house, Tyja was like, "I don't want to look no more." I had called Miss Christie. I said, "Miss Christie, I need your help." I said, "Look, we have to find a house that's better than this house." I said, because I told her, I said, after the house, I said, "Miss Christie," I said, "Tyja not gonna like no more." I said, once she gets stuck on something,
that's true.
She has to have it. And I said, "Miss Christie, I'm gonna need your help." She was like, "Oh boy, get that girl." I said, "Miss Christie, she not gonna do it." And so I was looking online, and I was like, "Miss Christie, tell her to look at this house." And she looked at it and fell in love with it. And actually, a house across the street from the original house had came up for sale, and it was out of that house and this house. So it was. I like this house better. Tyja liked this house better. So. Yeah. To me, it felt like a big accomplishment. I'm big on family, and my biggest thing was I have to get my wife and my boys in a house, and I wanted it to be somewhere nice. And so to me, that was my biggest. Long as my family good, I'm good. So my biggest thing was finding something that my wife liked, because I knew if she liked it, I like it. So. Perfect. I wouldn't have changed. I wouldn't change nothing.
Oh, I just felt like so as soon as we, linked up with Miss Christie, she had us in the office, like maybe I'm gonna say 2 days away. We were there filling out the necessary paperwork and getting the process started. And from that point to finish, everything was like in steps. When it came to dealing with the realty company, dealing with the company and everything, it was just like, you do this, and to me, everything was in order. It wasn't, oh, I need y'all to send this paperwork because y'all forgot this paperwork. It wasn't like that. Everything was this step, next step, and it went.
Yeah. Even on closing day, we got the keys. When we had got to the house, they hadn't done none of the cleanup or anything, or none of the painting, and Miss Christie was on it. Calling, the padlock was still on the door. They called and it was that same day. It was like they was on it the next day. Even on our final walkthrough, they left it was like an old desktop computer in the attic, and it was like one pen that they left in the cabinet. And Miss Christie called the seller, their realtor, and was like, on our final walkthrough, we're not supposed. I was like, Miss Christie, we're not worried about. She was like, no, they have to do what they. As long as we take care of what we're supposed to on our end, they have to take care of what they have to. I mean, she was on it. She was on it. So. Patience, and be ready to. I'm a private person, but a person in the house, they go dig into everything. So, I mean, just patience and just a lot of patience. It's a lot of patience. It's gonna be frustrating. Everybody I talked to, they say the first house they looked at, they never got that house. So don't bank on the first house you look at. That's gonna be your house. You might get lucky, you might not. Somebody might outbid you, but just patience. That's the biggest thing, is patience. I mean, to me, I love Miss Christie. She made me feel like family. I can trust her. You can trust her. She's not gonna let you take on a bad deal. No matter how much you might like something, if she don't think it's good, she won't let you do it. She won't let you do it. If she sees a bad deal, she won't. And I still till this day I call her and ask her questions. And she always, if she don't have the answer, she'll, hey, let me go to my office, look some stuff up, I'll let you know. And my biggest thing is trust. Mm-hmm. And when I first met Miss Christie, I knew I could trust her. And she don't sugarcoat nothing. She tell you straightforward, and that was one of the things that I could trust. She made me feel like family. Like I feel like I can go to Miss Christie's house and open up her refrigerator and get something to drink out of there, and that was big for me because the other people we dealt with, it was, oh, I can only meet you here. Then they was taking us to houses. We were like, dude, we told you we didn't want nothing like this. But Miss Christie, she was on it. So.
Yeah, she was. And as far as like, she's very honest.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna give you, like you said, the straightforward answer. She's gonna tell you have this, and this. You figure out what works best for you, and this is what could happen. This is what And I really appreciated that, because sometimes realtors, they don't, they just trying to make the sale, but it's like she cares about her customers.
Even after closing, the next day she called, how you feeling? The next week, how you liking the new house? I love it. And she, like I tell you, she like family. So she can come here anytime. I tell her, I still got to do those ribs for her though. I've been doing for her. Miss Christie, we love you. Thank you. And
thank you.
I got something for you when I see you.